Welcome back. I'm talking to Ellen Mittal. Ellen, I said at the end of the last segment I was going to ask you about the two things people say about you. One of them is that you're facing the worst crisis of your career, perhaps the biggest challenge. Is that true?
I think it is not true for me.
Okay.
I think the biggest crisis and the challenge I faced, which I believe, is when I left India.
Okay.
When I did not have any exposure of the global market, global situations, and I landed up in a country which I never knew anything about.
Indonesia in 1976.
And that was a big challenge.
You've had problems in the steel industry before. You've had times, about 10 years ago was it, when your share price really hit rock bottom after an initial flurry of publicity and people said, oh, too much was made of Mittal, look at the share price, and of course you bounced back. So are these ups and downs something you take in your stride?
You see, everyone realizes that commodities are cyclical business.
Yeah.
So we are not immune to cyclicality and the cyclic nature of the business. But at the same time, we were not really expecting a global crisis.
Of this magnitude.
Of this magnitude. And I believe that no industry or no sector escaped from this global crisis.
Well, particularly you, because you're dependent on infrastructure, you're dependent on projects going ahead, which is not going to happen till confidence is restored.
Which is true that steel is a very important indicator also of the economy. And once the economy starts reviving, I'm sure that steel will be the commodity which will start, will be in demand again. Whether, just to give you an example, that United States, there are two companies which have filed for bankruptcy, General Motors and Chrysler.
Right.
And so everyone believes that, okay, what will ArcelorMittal do with supplying steel to auto companies when they have filed for bankruptcy? The point here is this, that we supply to all the auto companies in the world. Our market share in the world is about 21%. Right. That means every fifth car has steel from us.
Every fifth car in the world?
Yes. And in the United States, there are so many different plants, whether it is General Motors, Chrysler, Toyota, Honda, Nissan, Ford. So we are supplying steel to everyone. If two companies are not producing and other transplants or the other companies have taken over the market, they are our customers. So we would be supplying to them more volume than General Motors or Chrysler if they slow down. Today we are operating at 50% of capacity does not mean that the economy has gone down by 50%. What it means that there is a heavy destocking is going on in the system. Everyone believed that there will be a demand growth last year, and based on this there has been inventory in the system.
Yeah.
Since the economy has fallen by 15-20%, the destocking is taking place.
So what you're saying that basically as inventories are cleared, then things improve again, people start production again?
Yes, there will be technical shortage, there will be a need for steel. Yeah. I mean, we cannot have a situation where 50% of the demand will wipe out.
You're giving yourself how long, you think? 2 to 3 years?
Yeah.
For the recession to end or for demand to return to its old level?
Pre-recession demand to come back, I give 2 to 3 years.
And the recession to end?
I think recession, the important question which everyone was asking, when we will stop the downturn,
right,
decline, when the decline will stop.
So have we seen the bottom?
So now everyone believes, and we also believe, that decline has stopped.
So you think you've seen the bottom?
Yeah, we have seen the worst is behind us, and the question which we are asking ourselves, what is going to be the shape of recovery?
And the speed of recovery.
And the speed of recovery.
One of the things we said, I don't know if you've seen the first issue of Forbes in India where you're on the cover. It says one of the things you're going to have to do is to sell assets because otherwise you're in trouble. Is that accurate?
No, it is not accurate. We don't have to sell any of our assets. Our steel assets are great assets. They are very healthy assets, and they play a very important role in our business.
I wanted to ask you about India. How optimistic are you about India?
I am very optimistic. I am in fact bullish about India.
Okay.
Since this election results has strengthened or reinforced the confidence which we have in our country. And I can clearly see everywhere people are very excited, very confident, and they are very optimistic about the future of the country.
The criticism people often say is that it's all very well for you to come and say that Manmohan Singh is a great guy, we have a stable government, then you say you're going to start a plant, then you go to Orissa and it seems wonderful, the chief minister welcomes you, then you get down to the nitty gritty and somehow things don't happen very fast, the land is not released, you go to Chhattisgarh and there's a similar problem, you go to Punjab and original promises are not kept. Is that kind of problem something that keeps you from investing further in India?
Clearly, these are disappointments. Clearly, we don't like this kind of a situation where we are stuck with the approvals.
Which you are, no, in many of your projects.
Yes, you are right that there is a disappointment here.
There's been disappointment in Orissa.
Orissa,
in Chhattisgarh, in Jharkhand, and even Punjab, the refinery project has not gone exactly according to what you had originally been promised. Is that accurate?
In our steel industry, steel businesses, we are still waiting approvals for some of the land approvals, eco approvals and mining licenses. Clearly that has delayed the progress by at least by 2 years.
Right.
And we hope that now these things will get accelerated because Prime Minister has put in 100 days target for everyone to achieve a lot of things.
That's the central government, these are state governments.
I'm sure that this will reflect, this will accelerate the processes in the states.
Why should it accelerate the process in the states?
I have two comments. So one, that when we applied to these states and all these states received so many investment applications, they really were not geared to handle hundreds of thousands crores of applications.
That's possible.
So for a place like Orissa or in Jharkhand, they receive 150 applications for putting the steel plants. They really do not know what to do with 150 applications. Out of them, even 95% are not worth considering, and then it becomes very difficult in our democratic process for them to
pick
choose.
one and reject the others. Yeah. Okay, that's explanation one. What's the other comment?
Second explanation, that in India we have to understand most important asset of an individual is the land.
Right.
And which I don't think we realized before. Suddenly the value of the land has become the most important element for every families. So we have to now address that issue, which we are in the process of addressing. The government did not have RR policies, so all those policies have been now settled. So I think
because land acquisition is now seen as land grabbing.
Yes,
that's a very real problem industry is going to have to face.
So it is a matter of education to the people that
and rehabilitation. Governments don't necessarily do that also.
So now the rehabilitation programs are in place for those lands. People have started understanding the values which they are getting today and which will create value for them in the future. In the meantime, I'm sure that governments do realize that they cannot keep on postponing the issues. They have to come to a conclusion. It's 2 years we have lost. I think they're also afraid that in this downturn, a lot of things could reshuffle again.
You will remember, it's probably a year ago, we were both at a dinner at Rashtrapati Bhavan for President Sarkozy. It was a year. And Manmohan Singh, who was talking to us, said people don't realize India has a very short window of opportunity. If things are not cleared, the economy, the global economy may collapse, investors may go away. He was right, wasn't he, in a way?
You're absolutely right. And clearly, 1.5 years we have lost the process.
We have, no?
So, but we have lost. Now, we have to really look forward and see how we can continue to keep these windows open for us.
But you're going to go ahead with it.
We are committed to India. We are committed to our country. We will invest in India for our steel companies. Maybe because of this recession or this downturn, things have changed. Maybe what we needed in 2014 or 2015, the amount of steel now could be pushed to 2020 or 2018. So 2 to 3 years, I think our demand pattern has also differed.
Which wouldn't have happened if you'd actually got the approvals when you were supposed to have got them.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. We have lost an opportunity.
We've lost an opportunity. India has lost opportunity, as has ArcelorMittal in a way.
The country has lost
the opportunity. And I want to talk a little bit more about your experiences in India, because I know there's still the Punjab refinery to discuss, but you're going to have to wait till next week for that. See you then. Is it actually true that far from living in this big bungalow in Alipur, you actually lived in quite a small flat near the tram line?
That was my childhood.
In Calcutta, in your childhood? That you went actually to a Hindi medium school?
That's true.
That's correct. And that when you wanted to improve yourself, you were very keen on education, you wanted to go to St. Xavier's, and you kept sitting outside the principal's office till he admitted you. Is that true?
Which is also true. And I still remember those moments when principal would say, Father Joris would say, you come from Hindi medium and mine is an English medium college, how could I take you? So those were the struggle, and those were the challenges to convince him that no, I would be a good student. And when my results came in the university, I was first in the university.